here's the problem. Everything is important now. Remember when you could ignore the news and you'd walk by a newspaper box and see the headline, drone strike in Syria, or Kim Kardashian marries Kanye West, and you'd think, what a normal world we live in. Or how could that marriage go wrong? It did. Kanye lost his mind. But now, everything in the news is basically a doomsday crisis. It's really hard to keep up. And if you're on social media, you're constantly reminded about, how you're not paying attention to the right ones. And other incredibly important things are just, distractions. Like, here's the thing I didn't mention yet. Anthony Kennedy retiring. That happened earlier this summer. We all know about it. That's not just one thing, that's a million things. That stems into civil rights, workers' rights, voting equality, and here's a little fun fact. Anthony Kennedy's son, Justin Kennedy, a dude who sounds like he cheated on all his high school math tests, was Trump's personal banker. Yeah, that makes my bank account hurt, and I have like $12.75 in my account right now. It sucks. And here's what's the nuttiest. That is a story that might slip through the cracks because we've got immigration, and the most stressful elections of a generation, and John McCain dying, and Mitch McConnell in 2018 versus Mitch McConnell in 2016 in a death battle for the ages. Oh, look at that sexy neck. Just imagine. Even like 2 years ago, finding out that the president's personal banker that loaned him more than $1 million was a Supreme Court justice's son, and that there had been a big push from the administration to get that very justice to retire. Be the top story every day for like a month. When the New York Times ran it, the story was one column wide over to the right on page 1. May as well have been, plane lands on runway, no one hurt, this is just a regular shit show now. When the Washington Post talked about it, they said it was coincidence and not conspiracy. Sure, that's all well and good. I believe them, a credible news source. But now replace that name Trump with Hillary and see how that news story changes and how the right would have ran that story on every single conservative talking point. But it's okay because emails. Speaking of Hillary Clinton, a woman, you've heard of them. I'm a woman. You wouldn't know it because I have a blazer on and I'm yelling into a camera. That's white man and angry tomato Alex Jones is his job. Oh, look, another sexy man. Just makes my libido want to die. And the race for who might get most fucked by Kennedy retiring, women are definitely past the qualifying round. Not fucked in a fun way like, leave your stockings on, it's hot. And more like, leave your stockings on, they're replacing IUDs kind of way. Yeah. Think about it, it's really scary. Anthony Kennedy was trash. He sucked. If he could hug a corporation like his grandson, he would. He never supported labor in any decision. He's not the guy who saved Obamacare. It was John Roberts, of all people. And every bad decision of this year, to upholding the travel ban, to not changing biased voting maps, to taking away bargaining rights from public worker unions, voter registration purging in Ohio, he was the deciding vote in all of those decisions. But he did get two things right. He helped make gay marriage legal, and he always supported Roe v. Wade. Which brings me to Roe v. Wade. You probably don't need to explain Roe v. Wade to you. Even grown men who don't know where the clitoris is know about Roe v. Wade because they hate it. If you ask them why they hate it, they couldn't tell you why they do. They just know they do because their pastor or their priest, who for sure also doesn't know where the clit is, told them it's bad. Like a lot of things now, like Brett Kavanaugh, yeah, this tall drink of sour wheatgrass, we did mention him earlier in the monologue, don't get to talk about this anymore. They do not get to give any woman any opinion anymore on what they choose and what they choose not to do with their own bodies. I'm sick of it. I'm tired. It's not up to you. You do not have a say. You know the reason some men are against abortion? Because that makes women able to control something. It's not about, well, Nina, I would have liked to have been at least in on your decision. No, Kevin, you gave up that right when I told you I was pregnant and you texted you up after 20 days of not responding. I read those text receipts. He looks more like that, in my opinion. I think that's what he looks like. See, abortion has been happening for close to 2 centuries under the radar before the 1973 ruling. And they're going to continue to happen, whether it's legal or not. You know what Planned Parenthood actually provides close to 97% of the time? Things like mammograms and a place where women can talk to other women about why they've been bleeding nonstop for 30 days and what the fuck is endometriosis. And is birth control really, does it help with acne or is it just a nice shield? That's where the problem is. We don't use abortion as birth control. There's birth control for that. When you try to restrict access to education and safe ways to get that birth control at Dedoy, abortion rates go up. And if Roe v. Wade dies, then a lot of women who can't get access to doctors could die too. We have one of the highest death rates for pregnant women in a developed country. We are dead last, so clearly something has to change. You know, even with access to safe and legal forms of birth control and education, does shit happen? Yeah. And once a Bible-thumping senator gets his mistress pregnant after a night of red wine that you cannot afford, you bet he's sending her to a Planned Parenthood to get an abortion. Really, the Planned Parenthood in the D.C. metro area should just be renamed Congressional Career Savers Hood. If men had to push a baby through their dick hole and relieve every one-night stand by rushing to a CVS at 7 a.m. on a Saturday, they would have Tokyo-style vending machines full of Plan B for $1.25. Yeah. Plus, like a bro buddy to like bang against it for moral support. Just, you know those M&Ms are getting stuck. But here's the silver lining to this shitstorm. More and more women are running for office at local and national levels than probably ever before. According to The New Yorker, 472 women have entered the races for office this year, and 57 women are likely to file their candidacy to Congress. That includes women like Christine Holoquest from Vermont, the first openly transgender major gubernatorial nominee in the U.S., Stacey Abrams from Georgia, the first black woman major gubernatorial nominee in Georgia, Kelda Roys, who ran for governor in Wisconsin and lost but still gave hope, and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who won the Democratic primary in New York's 14th congressional district, defeating the incumbent Democratic caucus chair Joe Crowley, and probably the biggest upset victory of the 2018 midterm election season. Things are changing. There's a wave happening. Millions and millions of women are like, fuck no, we are tired of this shit. Have you ever seen, we run better things better anyway. Have you ever seen 4 dudes try to run a comedy show? Oh wait, you have. You totally have. That's fine. You have. We're not going away. We really want to make every single man or person who is ever underestimated, gaslighted, interrupted, assaulted, abused, underpaid, undervalued, grabbed us by the pussies, worried. And we want that for all people who have felt the same, who have died unjustly at the hands of police, who have been forced into poverty because of gentrification and a whole slew of other things, and who for too long have been ignored by those they vote for. And if that means doing something like running for office or self-indulgently writing a show, and making sure every single person under the age of 45 goes to the polls this November, we will make that happen. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And maybe, just maybe, if this works, we'll actually be able to manage the shitstorm of everything that's going on, and every day won't be a waking nightmare like, wait, what happened? He said what? He paid off who? Where's Melania? That shit's still happening. Yeah. I mean, but hopefully we can make it matter a little less because, well, at least have some kind of counterbalance. And it's crazy it's so hard to get that. I really would love Plan B, rights, and M&Ms in the same vending machine. We'll be right back. Check out this clip.